All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are tearing down exactly how a faceless AI channel completely blew up, generating millions of views in a matter of days. And get this, they did it using completely free tools. We're looking at a super fascinating case study today, sourced straight from a creator who literally analyzed a massive YouTube channel frame by frame. Now, this channel operates with no face, zero camera equipment, and no fancy editing team. The whole thing relies on just one simple premise: a cat, a mouse, and some seriously clever AI prompting. So let's unpack this exact blueprint, step by step, without spending a single dime.
Okay, let's dive right into this absolute monster of a number, 15 million views. And here's the real kicker. This audience wasn't built up slowly over years. That staggering number was pulled in by just one single upload in 7 days. And it wasn't a fluke either. Another drop from 3 days prior hit 12 million, and one from just yesterday crossed 5.2 million. I mean, these are metrics that massive studios with huge budgets would absolutely kill for, and it was all done entirely with AI. What's truly mind-blowing here is just the sheer efficiency of this whole operation. Take a look at these stats. They built a massive audience on just 74 total uploads. They've racked up 30,000 subscribers and tens of millions of views, and their production cost? Literally $0. The format itself never even changes. It's this continuous loop with the same two characters. The mouse builds some ridiculous contraption, the cat gets pranked, and the cat falls for it all over again. And millions of people are happily watching this narrative on loop every single day. So the golden question is, how on earth do you replicate a viral loop like this without a camera, a crew, or a budget? Well, our source spent days reverse engineering these animations to figure out exactly how to rebuild them. And what they uncovered is a highly specific, totally repeatable workflow using tools that don't ask for a subscription or a credit card. But before we get to the fun tech stuff, we really need to address a massive pitfall first. Section 1, the one-line secret. Before we touch the software, we have to talk about the fatal mistake that absolutely tanks most of these channels in under a week. The trap here is inconsistency. You see, amateur AI projects fail because the cat randomly changes color halfway through a scene, or the mouse suddenly has 4 different faces depending on the camera angle. It totally shatters the illusion. For a viral channel to actually work, your audience needs to recognize the exact same fuzzy orange cat and little gray mouse in every single frame. It actually took the creator 11 painful, failed attempts to finally crack this. The solution? A single prompt line that forces the AI to build complete professional character sheets. You literally demand a front, side, 3/4, and back view, plus a 6-expression grid for their faces. If you skip this step, you're going to end up with 4 different animals in 40 seconds. But once you have this sheet, your cast's visual identity is locked in forever. Section 2, the tech stack workflow. All right, let's see how this all builds into an actual production pipeline using 100% free software. The absolute key here is sticking to a very specific sequential order. We start with Claude to mastermind our scripts and our AI prompts. It's basically the brain of the operation. From there, we move over to Google Flow to generate our static images, and finally, we use Dolly AI and CapCut to animate and edit the final product. Every single tool I just mentioned has a free tier, which means you can run this entire 3-step pipeline for free. It all kicks off with Claude. You paste in a comprehensive master prompt that acts as the unbreakable rulebook for your story and your visuals. You aren't just asking Claude to write a cute story. You're feeding it rigid instructions that dictate exactly how the characters behave and exactly what the visual output has to look like. From there, your human effort drops to almost zero. You literally just type the word start. Claude then spits out 10 complete concepts, complete with precise shot counts. It doesn't just hand you vague ideas. It delivers fully fleshed out concepts built specifically for this prank format. Every idea gives you a hook, a story, a payoff, the exact runtime, and the exact number of visual shots you'll need, so you know exactly what you're getting into before you generate a single picture. Once you pick a concept you like, Claude will explicitly ask you to cast the film. This is where you lock in those specific colorways and props, like grabbing option A for Monty the Mouse or option C for Colt the Cat. You're establishing your channel's unique vibe right then and there. By locking these traits in, you ensure your characters aren't just generic copies of someone else's work. You fully establish them before any visual generation even starts. Once your character sheets are locked and loaded, you hit Claude with another one-word command: done. This just tells the AI that pre-production is completely wrapped. The characters are locked, the turnarounds are set, and the story is chosen. By just typing done, you are basically telling Claude, okay, let's move into actual production. This immediately triggers what we call the hero frame. Honestly, this is arguably the single most important element of your entire project. It is your thumbnail grade hook. Claude is going to give you one single prompt just for this frame. Everything else you build relies entirely on this one image working. Because let's face it, if this frame doesn't stop someone from scrolling, the rest of your brilliant story simply doesn't matter. Next up, we hop over to Google Flow with that hero prompt. You set it to image mode, choose your aspect ratio, and, this is super important, you drag and drop those generated character sheets right into the tool. Then, you paste Claude's hero prompt underneath. This literally forces the AI to reference your exact cast, which guarantees perfectly consistent characters when you generate that vital first hook. Bouncing back to Claude, you just type next to get the precise prompts for shot 1, shot 2, and right on down the list. Claude is going to hand you every single shot in your project one at a time. It tells you exactly which character sheets to upload, what the camera angle should be, and how the lighting should hit them. It is literally acting as your film director, shot by methodical shot. Now here is a massive time saver the source found. Use Flow's reuse option. Instead of manually re-uploading your character profiles for every single new shot, you just hover your cursor over the hero frame you just made, hit reuse, swap out the text prompt, and keep moving. It drastically speeds up the whole workflow. At this point, you'll have a folder packed with stunning but completely frozen images. Do not skip this next part. You have to actually download these images to your local machine before we animate them. You cannot properly animate what you haven't downloaded and organized on your own device. Section 3, animating the frozen shots. Okay, let's breathe some life into these things. This is where static pictures become a real movie, and where most amateur creators completely fail by just uploading a boring slideshow. To hit 15 million views, this stuff needs to move, breathe, and actually act out the comedy. You just tell Claude you're ready, and it writes highly specific motion prompts for every single image. It doesn't just say, make the cat move. Claude gives you actual cinematic direction. It calculates how fast a character should fall, where the visual weight should land, and the exact second the visual punchline needs to hit. Take those motion prompts and images straight into Dalla AI, making sure to use their top-tier Sedanza 2.0 model. And if you're wondering how to avoid hitting a paywall, the source has a great tip. Split your workload. Google Flow hands out 50 free credits a day, and Dalla gives you a few high-quality generations for free. Combine them, and you literally never pay a dime. Just upload the static image, paste Claude's motion direction, and let the AI cook. Section 4, editing for maximum retention. Finally, we're in the home stretch. We bring all our moving clips into a free editor like CapCut for the final assembly. This is the glue that turns a random pile of AI clips into a cohesive, snappy, and highly engaging narrative. Just drop all those animated clips into your timeline in sequential order. Make sure that stunning hero frame is right at the absolute front to stop the scroll. After that, be ruthless. If a shot drags, speed it up. If a joke takes too long, cut it. If a shot doesn't look quite right, just regenerate it. It costs you nothing. Tighten those edits up, throw in some clean transitions, and hit export. Once this exact system becomes pure muscle memory for you, the results are honestly staggering. Because all the heavy thinking is outsourced to Claude, and the generation is just simple copy and paste mechanics, creators are scaling this exact workflow to churn out 3 to 4 high-quality, viral-ready outputs every single hour. You go from struggling with weird, inconsistent characters to operating an absolute content machine. You've got the exact blueprint now to bypass all those amateur mistakes, leverage premium tools entirely for free, and lock in a viral loop. The machine is fully built. It's just sitting there waiting for you. So the only question left is, what world and what characters are you going to cast to capture your very first million views?